So when talking about histograms, it may be helpful if we make a direct comparison between a bar chart and a histogram. You're probably very familiar with a bar chart, and if you were asked which colour car is most popular, you'd probably tell me in an instant it's red. And that's because bar charts are all about height, and we can see immediately that this is the higher bar. And now look at this histogram. We've measured the lengths of various pieces of string for some reason. And the most important thing you must know about histograms, it's all about area. So you mustn't be fooled into thinking this bar represents the most. It's all about area. And area is very easy to work out because they're all rectangles. This rectangle has a width of 20 and a height of 0.4, so we can see the area is 8. And we'll do the same with the others, and we'll find that they have these areas. So in actual fact, this bar has the greatest area, so there are 20 pieces of string with lengths between 35 and 45 centimetres. And my advice is, when you see a histogram, work out the areas immediately and write them onto the bars, and you're set up to answer any question that follows. We could be asked variations on this question. I could, for example, ask you, how many pieces of string were there between 40 and 45 centimetres? This would be represented by that portion of the bar, and we're just going to work out the area of this. So the answer would be 10 pieces of string. I could even ask you, how many pieces of string were there between 40 and 50 centimetres? And so we'd work out the area of these two rectangles and combine them. And we find there were 14. Our estimate is there are 14 pieces of string between 40 and 50 centimetres. In this example, rather than read and interpret a histogram, I'm going to draw one. Remember, never forget it's all about area. So this bar that we're going to draw, certainly between 60 and 65, requires an area of 15. And we've got this width of 5, and so the only way we're going to achieve a rectangle with an area of 15 with that width of 5 is it's going to have a height of 3. Now it's just worked out nicely that I can see I've got this 1, 2, 3, but it may be best to work out these heights in advance so that we can decide what scale we're going to use on our chart. So we know the widths of each of these intervals. We require an area of 15. So the only way we're going to get that area is with a height of 3. 3 times 5 is 15. 5 times 5 would give us the 25. 10 times 3.6 gives us the 36. And 20 times 1.2 will give us the 24. By doing it in advance, I can see that I need the scale to extend to a maximum of 5. Now this is a very convenient example because by no coincidence I've got these nice 5 squares, and so we can just carry on and use this information. So between 65 and 70 it's a height of 5. And I'm only doing this roughly. Obviously you'd be using a ruler. Between 70 and 80 we want that 3.6. And that's it. As always, if you found this video useful, please give it a like.